Hey everybody, welcome to the next sort of solo ramble that I'm doing for Not the Bandits Show. And this week, rather than taking on a new subject like I took on the whole Dak Prescott and Dalton situation last week, I'm going to make suggestions. I'm going to give options for people to listen to, advice really. And I'm going to base it on the fact that here in the UK, as NFL fans, we don't get much choice on what we watch when it comes to Sundays. We get the choice of NFL Redzone, or we get the choice of whatever game is being shown on Sky Sports. So it gets you thinking. I mean, a lot of people will watch Redzone to get sort of the variety of what's going on, and you can see everything happening in the league. However, I'm going to make some suggestions to say, if this team is on TV, watch their games. These are the teams that I think are really going to capture people who like NFL, and they're going to maybe bring in more fans, and you're going to get a better sense for the game from these. And then I'm going to suggest what times you should watch Redzone. I'm going to say, well, if this team's on TV, then there's no point. It's going to be boring. You're kind of going to want to turn it off. So what's the point? And the way I want to start it is I'm going to start with the teams that I think you should watch. This is what I think. If they're having a primetime game, put them on your TV. Watch it all you can, because I think they're going to be fantastic. And I want to start with a team that we mention a lot on the Bandit Show, and it's going to be the Denver Broncos. Because the Denver Broncos haven't really been anything since Peyton Manning left. But this seems like this is it now. They've got Drew Lock, who at the end of last year played fantastic. And then they did a lot of work in the offseason in free agency. So what I'm going to say is this is the team right now. This is the tip of the iceberg of their team, and it's non-stop talent. You've got Drew Lock, Cortland Sutton, who appeared to be a definitive number one wide receiver last year. They've just got Jerry Jeudy out of college, who's going to be another exciting offensive weapon. They've got Philip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon, who are going to become one of the better running back tandems in the NFL. So I think, and they've got Von Miller, who's always been great, and they signed AJ Bouye from the Jacksonville Jaguars, who was a fantastic corner during the 2017 Jaguars AFC Championship appearance. And what I expect you to see from the Denver Broncos is some really high-powered, high-energetic offense that's going to get you excited about the game, and there's going to be sort of great touchdowns and fantastic offense. You're going to see a lot of great stuff from that side. And then you're going to see some really high IQ defense. Smart plays. They might allow points, but they're going to look great. If you imagine, there's always been great high IQ defenses in the past, and they've always been extremely exciting to watch. And that's why I'd say team number one, if they're on TV, turn on the Denver Broncos. And then I'm going to go to team number two, and I'm going to say the Arizona Cardinals. No, I'm not as sold on the Arizona Cardinals being a winning team. They're probably not going to be, 10-6. They're probably not going to go to the playoffs. They are in a very difficult division. But a lot of people didn't watch the Cardinals last year. Kyler Murray will be a fantastic quarterback in the next few years. He's going to develop into something great, and he looked fantastic last year. So why not watch him? And now he's got DeAndre Hopkins with him, like a legitimate number one wide receiver, and then he's got Larry Fitzgerald with him as well. How can you not watch that offense and think, yes, that's what I want to watch? Last year they had one of the worst O-lines in football. However, they made steps in the draft to improve that. And Kenyon Drake at the end of last year, the running back that they signed from Miami Dolphins, he looked like a man possessed. He really seemed like he was happy where he was now, and you're going to get the best performances out of him. But everything about their offense screams excitement. Kyler Murray can run, he can throw. The offensive line's going to be better. Kenyon Drake is fast and nimble. And then you see DeAndre Hopkins, who a few years ago was talked about as the best wide receiver in the NFL, not just a legitimate number one wide receiver for any team. You've got to watch the Arizona Cardinals. If you really like offense, watch the Arizona Cardinals. You will have a good time. Then we go team number 3, and yes, I'm being a homer, but the Miami Dolphins. I don't know if anyone doesn't know what's happening in the Miami Dolphins organization right now. You are missing out. The Miami Dolphins went from being this middle place team in the league, 8-8 every year, to this team last year where everyone thought they was going to go 0-16 and they're going to get the first overall draft pick, to this in the last 9 weeks of the season, the last 9 games that the Miami Dolphins played, they won 5 out of 4 of them games. 5 wins, 4 losses, sorry. And they did better than the Patriots in the last 9 games. They beat the Patriots when the Patriots were fighting for a week off, a bye week for the playoffs. So what they did, they went into the draft and they got a legitimate quarterback, which is something the Dolphins have needed for a long time, in Tua. They've decided they want to build an O-line and they're going to give that O-line time to gel. And whilst that's gelling, you've got Fitzmagic, who's always exciting to watch every single time he goes on the field. And then the strong point of the Miami Dolphins is going to be defense. They signed almost a completely new defense in which Brian Flores is going to look to strengthen that and make it this solid, hopefully like top 10 defense in the NFL. You know, he's signed great people like Kyle Van Noy, who has come from the New England Patriots and was a product of Brian Flores. And they wanted to work together. And then they've got Shaq Lawson on the D-line, and he's going to come in and hopefully take over where Cameron Wake used to play for the Dolphins, and he's going to be our sack leader next year. And then you've got Byron Jones, possibly one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, coming to the Miami Dolphins to team up with Xavier Howard, who 2 years ago led the NFL in interceptions and is another fantastic corner. This is a defense that is building and is going to be very fun to watch next year. This is going to be a team that in the next few years, don't be surprised if they start looking like a legitimate team, which they haven't for a long time. And that's it. Those are my 3 teams that I think, if they're on TV, turn them on. This is, Denver and Miami and Arizona, and they're going to be fun to watch, and they all represent a different aspect of the game. Now, the other side, I didn't fully get 3 teams. There's not really too many teams that I'd say turn off. You're going to be bored to tears watching them. Other than the New England Patriots. Now, the New England Patriots have been publicised for a long time. And they always get national TV matches because they're the Patriots and they've won 6 Super Bowls. Fair enough, you can't blame Sky Sports for putting them on. However, this isn't the New England Patriots anymore. This is a different team. It's the same boring system that we've watched for years. It was a boring system. It was Tom Brady that made it sort of exciting in a way. But that's it. It's not Tom Brady. It's Jared Stidham, who's probably not going to be a starting QB in the NFL. I don't think that that's where he's going to end up. I don't think he's ready for this role, but I could be proven wrong. But it's going to be the same boring system that Bill Belichick implemented in New England, but with a worse QB. Not something that you kind of want to watch. They lost. They have no tight end. They have no kicker, and you can say whatever you want about Gostkowski, but for years he was one of the most consistent kickers in the NFL. And then they've got no quarterback, like I've said, but they've got Jared Stidham, and they might have possibly the worst wide receiver core in the NFL. Nothing about this team screams excitement. Stephon Gilmore is an amazing corner, but it's not enough to drag someone in. I can't see a reason why I would want to watch the Patriots. That's my point about the Patriots. And then I did have another team for turn them off, watch Redzone instead. The Cincinnati Bengals. And I say this because Joe Burrow isn't going to be this life-saving QB for the Bengals. The Bengals are still one of the worst organizations in football. They still don't have a good O-line. They don't have a running back. They don't have a solid defense. They have a coach that no one knows whether the coach is going to be good or not, and that's who is entrusted to bring Joe Burrow into the NFL. Joe Burrow, this guy who won all his games last year and won a national championship and set records and won a Heisman. It's just not going to work. He's gone to a bad team and he's in one of the toughest conferences in the NFL. The Cleveland Browns, I think, are going to be amazing this year. They've got better, and the Baltimore Ravens won 14 games last year, and they got better. It's not that often that something like that happens. I don't see any possible way that these guys make the playoffs, and I don't see any possible way that they win more than 5 games. It's going to be a few years before Joe Burrow becomes this amazing quarterback. There's a reason that people were started over him before he got to LSU, is what I think. And those are my teams. Those are 3 teams to turn on, 3 teams to turn off. You've got, on one hand, like I said, Miami, Arizona, and Denver, and then on the other side, New England and Cincinnati. Watch Redzone instead. You'll get some more excitement out of it. That was my advice to the UK fan base of the NFL. So, thanks for listening to me. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to like and subscribe for more content from us, and check out all of our social media links down in the description: Spotify, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Remember to watch all the other content on The Bandits Show, and see you next time.